Captain Tom Ellis of the Earth Defense Fleet stared at the alien delegation with weary eyes. They had come demanding humanity's surrender again. Their massive warships hung in Earth's orbit like hungry predators, weapons trained on major population centers. "We've been through this before," Tom said flatly. The answer is still no. The lead alien, Ambassador Krell, a tall being with iridescent scales and multiple eyes, clicked his mandibles in irritation. "Your species is outnumbered 1,000 to 1. The Galactic Council has voted. Earth will be stripped of resources and your people relocated to labor worlds. This is mercy, Captain." Tom's lips pressed into a tight line. "We've warned you what we are." Krell dismissed this with a wave of his clawed appendage. "Yes, your famous human warning, repeated across 100 diplomatic channels. But we are not impressed by your primitive bravado." Behind Tom, Admiral Davis stepped forward. Her gray hair was pulled back tightly, her face showing the scars of previous conflicts. "You misunderstand. It's not a threat. It's a statement of fact." The aliens left with humanity's refusal. 3 days later, the invasion began. In the Orbital Command Center, tactical officers watched as the alien armada deployed. Thousands of ships against Earth's modest fleet of 200 vessels. Lieutenant Ana Rodriguez reported, "They've breached the outer defensive line. Lunar colonies are evacuating." Tom nodded grimly. "Begin Protocol Omega." "Sir." Ana hesitated. "Are we sure? Once started." "They were warned," Tom said quietly. Admiral Davis entered the authorization codes. On screens around the command center, dormant systems across the solar system flickered to life. Structures hidden in asteroids beneath the ice of Europa and in the clouds of Jupiter revealed themselves. Weapons platforms that had been disguised as mining operations powered up. Automated factories that had been churning out civilian goods rapidly reconfigured. The alien fleet moved closer, confident in their superior numbers. On the Galactic Council's grand observation vessel, Supreme Commander Drac watched the invasion unfold with satisfaction. "The humans retreat already," Aide noted. "Their defense is minimal." "As expected," Drac rumbled. "They are young, barely spacefaring for 2 centuries. What experience do they have with real war?" A junior analyst approached nervously. "Supreme Commander, we're detecting unusual energy readings from throughout the human solar system." "Explain." "It appears they've hidden something everywhere, not just Earth." Drac leaned forward. "Meaning what?" The answer came not from his staff, but from the sudden flash of light as the first alien dreadnought exploded. Then another, and another. Humanity had always prepared for war. Even before they reached the stars, they had fought among themselves constantly. When first contact came, they had been cautiously optimistic but continued building defenses, quietly, persistently. What the Galactic Council never understood was that humans had never demilitarized. They had merely hidden their military production. For every civilian ship built, 2 warships were constructed in secret facilities. For every diplomatic overture, a new weapons system was designed. From hidden bases across the solar system, swarms of autonomous combat drones emerged. They moved with an intelligence and coordination that shocked the invaders, targeting command ships with brutal efficiency. Earth's modest defense fleet suddenly expanded as civilian vessels shed their outer hulls, revealing heavily armed warships beneath. Mining platforms transformed into missile batteries. And still it wasn't enough. The aliens were many, and though surprised, they regrouped quickly. On the 3rd day of battle, when half the human fleet lay in ruins and the aliens prepared their final push, Admiral Davis gave the order, "Release the Echo Protocol." Deep in the outer solar system, where humans had claimed to be conducting simple scientific research, a wormhole stabilizer activated. The device tore open space itself, and through the breach came humanity's real fleet. Not hundreds of ships, but thousands. Not hastily built defenses, but vessels designed with one purpose: war. The human diaspora had never been as small as they'd led the Council to believe. For every human colony the Council knew about, 5 more existed, hidden in distant star systems, building, preparing, waiting for this day. Krell, now commanding the invasion from his flagship, watched in disbelief as human reinforcements poured through the spatial tier. "Impossible," he whispered. "Their population records. We're what we showed you," came Tom's voice over the communication channel. "We warned you what we are. We are survivors. We prepare for the worst." The human counterattack was swift and decisive. Alien vessels found their advanced shields useless against weapons they'd never encountered before. Communication systems failed as human electronic warfare specialists severed their networks. Within hours, the invasion force was in full retreat. 6 days after the invasion began, representatives from the Galactic Council requested emergency talks. This time, they met aboard the Earth flagship. Supreme Commander Drac, his arrogance gone, faced Admiral Davis across the negotiation table. "Your deception was comprehensive." Davis shook her head. "Not deception. You never asked the right questions. You saw our visible military and assumed that was all we had. You counted our known colonies and thought you knew our numbers. Why maintain such a war footing in peacetime?" Drac asked. "The resources alone." "Because humanity remembers," Tom interrupted. "We remember every extinction-level event we survived on Earth. Every plague, every asteroid, every climate shift. We evolved as prey animals who became predators out of necessity. We never stopped preparing for the worst because the worst has happened to us before." Davis leaned forward. "In our history, civilizations that forgot how to defend themselves didn't survive when threats emerged. We were never going to make that mistake among the stars." Drac's multiple eyes blinked slowly. "The Council must reassess humanity's position." "Yes," Davis agreed, "you must. And next time we warn someone about what we are, perhaps they'll listen." As the delegation departed, Lieutenant Anna approached Tom. "Do you think they understand now?" Tom watched the alien ship depart. "They're beginning to. Humans don't want war. We never did. But we'll always be ready for it." In the darkness of space, the truth that the Galactic Council had failed to grasp became clear. Humans weren't dangerous because they were aggressive. They were dangerous because they remembered their fragility and had spent their entire existence ensuring they would never be truly vulnerable again.